Hello and welcome to today's NinjaTrader Ecosystem webinar event with Cy and Paul of Pinnacle Trading. My name is Thomas and I'm a platform representative here at NinjaTrader. Now, today's webinar is interactive, so if you'd like to ask questions during the presentation, please open the chat window. You can open the chat window by moving your mouse to the bottom of the Zoom window and pressing on the chat icon. Now, once you do have the chat window enabled, I would like to test for audio and video. So if you can hear my voice and see the projection on your screen, please enter the letter Y into that chat window now. All right, well, it looks like coming in loud and clear. Now, we have a very special event for you today with Pinnacle Trading. But before we get started, I would like to place a poll into that room. Now, while you fill out that poll, I would like to state that it is important to understand that there's substantial risk in trading commodity futures contracts and Forex. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you and will depend on your specific circumstances and financial resources. It is possible to lose all funds deposited with your broker and could even occur losses beyond these amounts. Please inquire at the link provided for more information or for a copy of the CFTC forwards disclosure. Also, please remember that these training webinars are not a solicitation or recommendation, but simply educational in nature. Now, this webinar is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is a technology company responsible for supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. Brokerage-related questions should be directed to the brokerage team at the information provided. Now, thank you everyone for filling out that poll. That poll asked what types of tools or services have you used from the NinjaTrader ecosystem. 53% said indicators or strategies, 22% said education, and 25% said nothing yet. Now, the NinjaTrader ecosystem is home to hundreds of third-party apps and services, all centered around the NinjaTrader platform, with new tools added nearly every day. NinjaTrader ecosystem is home to hundreds of apps and services. You can quickly and easily find the tools or services you're looking for with a simple keyword search. You can also find information about upcoming webinars and an on-demand video archive to view our video recordings. I'll post the link to our website in the room. And be sure to follow NinjaTrader on social media for up-to-date information. And the platform is always free for advanced charting, strategy backtesting, and trade simulation. To ensure you are on the latest version of NinjaTrader and to pick up a free live data trial, please visit the following link. And if you were just getting started with the NinjaTrader platform, we do offer free live trading on a live daily basis. You can view a schedule of our weekly webinars at the link I'll be posting in the room. Now, we're very excited for this event today, in which Cy and Paul will discuss how they utilize a group setting to help new and experienced traders alike learn to trade confidently and consistently in the stock, options, and futures market using the NinjaTrader platform. Thank you again for your attendance today, and without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome to the webinar room, Cy. Please take it away, Cy and Paul.
Hi, everyone. Welcome for joining the NinjaTrader ecosystem for Pinnacle Trading here. Myself, I want to introduce myself first. I'm Cy. I'm founder of Pinnacle Trading. I have about 6 to 7 years of trading experience, everything from swing trading, penny stock trading, day trading options, equities, and futures. And also I do a lot of technical analysis and really focus on moving averages, volume, level 2, and really doing my research and having build a good foundation of education. And I'm also a mentor and educator. And I'll let Paul introduce himself next.
Thank you, Cy. Hi, everyone. So my name is Paul Villamil, and I've been trading for, over 15 years now. I worked at a prop firm. I worked for a private hedge fund. I traded everything from equities, pairs, options, futures, and I've been trading independently now and also privately managing a portfolio for family and friends for the last 2.5 to 3 years. And so Cy's going to start out and kind of go into what his system is, how Pinnacle might be able to help you. Obviously, some of you here are very experienced already, and some of you are brand new or just getting into the education space and trying to see what you can learn from different, events and presentations. So I'll let Cy take the first half of this, and then I will jump in and go into some of the tools that I use on the NinjaTrader platform, and why I'll go into more in depth as to why I don't think really, if you're starting out or even if you're experienced and you've probably been down this road as I have, why I don't think you really need anything else other than the NinjaTrader platform as far as indicators go and tools. They have everything that you need. So yeah, I'm going to definitely promote the platform a little bit today. So take it away, Sai, and I'll jump in at the second half.
Thank you, Paul. So about Pinnacle Trading, our ecosystem consists of all types of traders, beginning, intermediate, advanced traders, people who have been trading maybe just for a couple weeks, couple months, or even many, many years. So we provide you with the right alerts and education to cover you from all sorts of angles. Pinnacle Trading was founded to make education simple for everyone. That means whether you're new or whether you're advanced trader or you have new to technology, you want to be more on the phone or on the go, we cover you from all angles on that one. That way you can access our information, whether you're on the go, on the computer, whatever it is. So our mission is to provide live market alerts. That means we provide the latest market ideas, how to manage your trade, how to get into the trade, exit, plan all of that, and do research before we enter a trade. And also we'll help you manage along the way as well. We'll provide the live trade ideas. So with the proper guidance and education, we can cover all of this. So we will teach you the steps to getting started with trading and display consistent methodology and education so that you can trade or invest without intimidation. And I created the Pinnacle Trading course after I did a lot of mentorship with people one-to-one, and taking this course will really cut your learning curve and give you all the tools you need to become an educated trader and investor in the stock market. And also to really incorporate the proper mindset to really get into trading and investing, because I believe it's a lot about the psychology and the methodology and education rather than just pushing buttons to trade and invest. So I really focus on all those angles, and that's what my course really offers, because I really believe in the foundation and the education. I believe that education is important in any field, and this course will allow you to gain the knowledge to become a confident trader and investor. Because why would you want to go into the markets blind and lose money for nothing when you can spend some time with the education? And this course is consistently updated. You can also message me one-on-one in the chat room, which I'll show you what the chat room offers, and etc. So take the guesswork out and learn how you can take advantage of the markets to refine strategies that I've used and that I'm always refining and using every day, and the proper education. The course includes lifetime access and updates, access to the chat room, private YouTube streams, exclusive VIP access, and lots more. So are you ready? We have an exclusive offer that's going to be shown at the end of the presentation. So mainly this course is a process that has been simplified into rules and methodology that will basically show you step by step. And this course can teach you all of this to do it on your own. So here we can see a specific breakdown of the course. As you can see on the left, the main thing is stock market education. I really believe that having the proper education, understanding on how the market works itself is a big fundamental. So mastering the technical analysis is the next step, looking at patterns, volume indicators, etc., and decrease your learning curve exponential by receiving the proper education. And the big thing with this is risk management, because we want to reduce losses and manage overall portfolio risk. And also the main thing, trading psychology. So how to overcome human emotions and market noise and trade and invest like a system. And then next, that's where we go into the full trading and investing. That's where we'll go full on into stocks, options, futures, etc. Understand the methods and concepts to create and manage your own trading and investment portfolio, or just a trading account of whatever you're doing with that one. So money and risk management, learn how to properly size positions, manage risk in and out of the trade, and really master technical analysis, chart patterns, technical indicators like a VWAP, level 2, standard moving averages, everything like that. And we also have scripts that I've created, like Fibonacci scripts and things like that, to really, they can import and really use them every day, which makes it very easy to use, and learn how simple it can be to create investment portfolio and take all the noise that we see in the news on the online and social media out. And then some of my secrets to you. So these are basically the biggest things that will help you cut your learning curve and really understand my tips and tricks that can change your stock market game. Simple, but very powerful strategies that can be used and also alter to your style. So if you're more of a hands-off person, you want to be more passive, we have that for you. And if you want to be more active, if you're into more day trading or swing trading, we also offer that as well. So learn how to set up and use chart scripts. And also you have the access to VIP chat room where you can message me and other individuals as well. And also private YouTube streams and sessions where I share the latest updates with you, the latest, any tricks that I've learned or anything that and also any updates going on. So it's always a learning process is what I believe, and also providing the proper education. Paul, you want to take it from here?
Sure. All right, I'll jump in. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Let me just pull. All right. You want to go ahead and move on to the next, jump into the next slide, Si?
Yeah, so here we have a past swing trade example. We have an initial alert, and then you can kind of see how the chat room is laid out where we offer the trade idea, what the entry, what the symbol is, and also the date, and then the final exit alert date, and then the price points along with that. So in this one, we took the entry at 63, at 65. We added to a level of 63.5 and 64. And then the exit initially was 66.2 and the final exit was 67.3. So in this one, we not only offer a trade idea, but we also keep you updated on when we're looking to add or a cut loss or take profits, etc. And then this is basically how the chat room is laid out. We have a quick trading prep chat area where we have watch list and analysis that's where we're preparing for the trade, keeping a lookout, kind of what we're looking for in the week or the day in the market. And then we have the main trade idea alerts. That's where we have day trades, swing trades. We have long-term investing ideas. And then we have a VIP section, which is for the course members and the VIP lifetime members. So that's where we do a lot of the exclusive alerts. And then we have the commodity section, which is like gold, silver, etc. A lot of people like trading that. And then we have feedback where you can share your goals and dreams, what trading means to you or what you're looking for in life and what you're really aiming for, because that's really important to us. And we also look at our winning trades, do trade recaps, testimonials, and education. And the voice channel is where you can join for the live voice chat. That's available to everyone. So you can join the chat room for free. We'll post that link on the description. It's also on our website, pinnacletrading.us. The only section that is for the VIP course members is the VIP access, but everything else is offered to free to everyone in the chat room. And the chat room, the main purpose was to create simplicity so that each section serves its own purpose. So next, Paul would talk about NinjaTrader chart examples, how we can incorporate everything we're learning in the course to use the powerful tools included with the NinjaTrader platform. And then the first one, we'll start off with the order flow indicators.
Thank you, Si. Okay, and just to answer a couple questions that popped up real quick. Yes, this is definitely the second half, obviously, and the course can apply to both futures and stocks. Forex, the strategy is similar, but with Forex, because the data and the volume data is a little bit different, certain things would have to, you need to adjust for that. And again, the webinar is being recorded, guys, so don't worry about, trying to take everything down at once. You'll be able to replay this and go back and look at any part of this. So let me go ahead and jump in the order flow. And the reason I added this and when I partnered up with Si was really to kind of get away from the traditional model. As you guys are well aware, a lot of the presentations and marketing that you see for trading indicators and systems and strategies, a lot of those tools are the same tools that are just basically recoded, renamed. They change the colors, they add a few things here and there, and then they package it up and try to sell it to you for, a $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. And we really wanted to get away from that. The only two things that I am promoting today are going to be the NinjaTrader platform itself. And if anyone here has the lifetime version, you already have access to these tools, the order flow tools. That's really what I'm pushing here today. And the reason is I do think that is a huge value proposition for anybody that's, has an account with Ninja or is considering opening an account with NinjaTrader. And then the only other thing we're marketing, or that Sai presented, is the course. The course he developed is because a lot of times when you would have people come into chat in the chat room, which is free, by the way, not a lot of people can say that. Everyone's selling a subscription, trying to get you to pay monthly fees to come in and join a chat room of traders. Sai's offered the chat room for free. Anyone who's taken the course has access to the VIP section of the course. But really the point of it is you get new people coming in who don't know everything, and as far as the way Sai trades. And so they start asking questions. And so the easier way, rather than answering the same question 100 times, was to create a course. And so Sai went ahead and did that. Again, that's his baby. I have nothing to do with that, but I do appreciate what he's done. And I decided to try to jump in and offer some of my experience to people that had questions or were interested in trading futures and trading stocks as well. But they wanted to basically have a system that was all in one. And so what I did was I've used NinjaTrader for many years, and the older NinjaTrader platform, NinjaTrader 7, if those of you have been on here for a while, remember, it was somewhat limited. It was, great for its time, but it was limited. And so you had this whole ecosystem of third-party indicators. And anyone who's been around for a while knows that every platform has indicators that you can add to it, whether it's NinjaTrader or any other competing broker. They have their own charting platform, and they're always they're allowing coders and developers to create new indicators that then you have to go and buy and run it on their platform. And it's a model that's worked, but really when NinjaTrader came out with NinjaTrader 8, my point being is that it really became somewhat unnecessary, in my opinion, as someone who's worked in the institutional side of trading as well as the retail side, and now trading independently. I can tell you without a doubt that you can stop buying third-party indicators. It's unnecessary at this point. Everything that you would need to trade profitably is already in the NinjaTrader platform. Unfortunately, we're always looking for a holy grail. People are always looking for the next great tool that's going to give them an edge in trading. And I'm here to tell you that that doesn't exist. It literally comes down to your trading psychology, how you approach risk management, and then utilizing the platform itself correctly. Ninja has a lot of tools built in that most of you probably haven't even looked at. Most of you have probably never spent a lot of time back testing or testing them because you're chasing that proverbial, holy grail. And so I'm here, just to kind of get you to focus and drill down. And I'm just going to go over a few slides that can really give you what I think is an edge in trading. And it's already included in the platform. Okay, I'm not going to sell you a $3,000 package of indicators. I'm not going to sell you a recoded, VWAP indicator and charge you for it, because it's already included in the platform. You should not need to go and buy another indicator for as long as you continue trading. So I am very confident in the platform, and I've used other platforms, and I have other brokerage platforms as well, but NinjaTrader is about as solid as it comes. So again, I want to keep reiterating that, because a lot of you come to me, well, I've bought this indicator, I bought these strategies, I bought this course, and some of you have spent thousands. That was me a few years ago, but it's really unnecessary. And so save your money. Listen to the rest of this. We're going to go on to the next slide. Let me just start with this slide here, the order flow VWAP cumulative delta. So again, this chart is a little bit old. Full disclosure, I didn't really feel the need to update the charts, because what I'm going to do is I have, if we have time, I'll do a little bit of a screen share on the current market, and I'll show you how my charts look now. But this is part of the NinjaTrader order flow tools. Again, anybody who has a lifetime license has access to these tools. That's the only thing I would tell you to spend money on. If you have NinjaTrader, if you're leasing it, or you've already paid for a broker license, go for the lifetime. That's probably the only thing I'll recommend that's worth spending money on at this point, because that will give you access to those order flow tools. And I believe also if you have a brokerage with them, you get a discount on your commissions. So that's about all I'm going to promote on that. Now, moving on, the chart itself, what you're seeing is a VWAP. That previous chart, sorry, if you go back for a second, that is simply a VWAP with standard deviations. For those of you that don't know what that is, I'm not going to go into all the details on it. It's very easy. You can go on Google, type in VWAP, and you'll find plenty of explanations on what VWAP is. The nice thing about the NinjaTrader version, though, is it's color-coded. It has various shading to show you when price reaches certain standard deviations. All of that is customizable, as you can see on the screenshot there. And then below that, I just have the delta indicator. Again, it's already built into the platform. I just have the settings a certain way. And again, I'll share all that with you guys for free. I'm not here to, sell you anything on that either. I can do it. I just don't have time for the presentation, for the sake of the presentation, to go into all the settings and inputs. But I can share the templates with you guys if you already have access to those tools, and you can play around with it. You can tweak it, and you can adjust it for the market that you're trading. The chart that we have on the screenshot is a mini NASDAQ contract. It works on any futures contract. It also does work on stocks. So if you want to trade Tesla, Amazon, Apple, anything like that, you can easily load this using the same template. Type in your symbol as long as you have a live data feed to that. I use Kinetic, and I also have interactive brokers. So I'm able to connect. That's another real benefit that NinjaTrader offers, which I didn't mention before, but one of the real benefits too with NinjaTrader is if you have broker platforms at other places, you can integrate and sign in to those accounts with NinjaTrader. I don't know anyone else that does that. There's maybe other charting platforms that let you connect to multiple brokers, but the fact that NinjaTrader has that built in as well is just, for me, is a real plus. And so, yeah, so go ahead and move on to the next slide, Si. I'll go into a little bit of that. Okay, so there is a market depth chart, and that screenshot doesn't tell you a whole lot. What I wanted you guys to see is really just the tool itself, because a lot of you have probably never even loaded the order flow tools. And there's plenty of presentations on NinjaTrader's own thing about how they use or how the order flow market depth tool works. But I'll give you guys the short version. Essentially, within each bar, each candle, in this case, it's an NQ chart. It's a 30-second volume bar. You can see the bid and offer on each candle. And the reason that's important is because if you combine that with, say, the delta and the data right below the candles, it starts to show you a picture of where the buyers and sellers are. And that is an edge that no indicator can give you. Volume and price truly are the most important bits of information that you can gather from a chart. And when you learn how to use this effectively, you can load it on any futures contract. On stocks, it's usable as well. It works a little bit different on stocks. It's not quite like it's not quite like looking at level 2 for those of you that are stock traders. It's a little bit different because it's really just looking at each candle. So in this case, I'm looking at a 30-second candle, and within each of those candles, there's not a lot of data when I took the screenshot, so you'll see there isn't really populating information. It's not showing a lot of information there. But what I wanted to tell you was that within each candle on the left and on the right column, it'll show you the number of trades that are being executed within that candle. When you start to see a lot of buying coming in, you'll start to see the left column increase. Buying and selling, you'll start to see those numbers change. And NinjaTrader will highlight the extremes for you so that you can identify areas where there's a lot of trading taking place and what price that occurred at. And that's where you gain your edge, combined with using other tools such as volume profile, such as using the VWAP. And all of these are part of the order flow tools. Market depth in and of itself, I wouldn't say that you'd be able, or it's also referred to as a footprint chart. I don't recommend trading on its own, but you can certainly try. It's just something that I add to my charts, and I have it on the corner. I put it on the left or the right side of my monitor, and I kind of just keep an eye on it. I like to see when the orders are coming in and how many trades are being executed at the bid and offer. And this is a real clean way to look at that. And so again, you do have to kind of set it up, and it requires a little bit of adjusting the inputs correctly for the market that you're looking at. The NQ is going to look a little different than the ES, but the data is the same. It's measuring volume, it's recording trades coming in at the bid, and it's recording trades coming in at the offer. And it's much easier to look at than looking at your DOM. The DOM is very fast and it's moving constantly. The time in sales is moving constantly. So using time in sales and the DOM to try to detect or try to identify which direction or buyers or sellers are moving is challenging. This kind of cleans all that up and makes it a lot easier for you to kind of make sense of it all. Okay, so I don't want to go too much more into that because I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. Go ahead, side of the next slide, please. Okay, so here we have a volume profile chart. Guys, how many times have you been presented with an indicator that shows you where support and resistance is, and they're trying to sell it to you, and they tell you it's a magical formula they've somehow developed from hedge fund managers and institutions telling you that they can tell you where the support and resistance areas are. And, you know, if you just buy this indicator, you'll be able to get those support and resistance areas posted on your chart as well. You don't need it. It's a gimmick. They're, you know, institutions are looking at volume and they're looking at prices that are pertinent to their positions. And there's no way any of us are going to know that. But what you can learn is you can see where the buying and selling is occurring. And that's where volume profile comes in. And that is a tool that institutions use, and experienced traders that have been consistently trading for years, since computer technology has come around long enough to kind of develop it to show this and display it in a way. That's where volume profile fits in. It used to be also something similar that's still used called market profile, which is a little bit different, but we're not going to get into market profile today. I'm going to focus on volume profile because I think this is where you can really gain an edge in seeing support and resistance for yourself. So you don't need a pre-coded indicator. It's very simple to do. The volume profile will show you where price was rejected, where price wants to gravitate towards, and those are the areas within the volume profile that give you your support and resistance areas. That is what that's for. It's built into the platform. Again, it's one of the order flow tools on NinjaTrader. In the past, in the previous version of NinjaTrader, it didn't exist. A lot of people that were selling indicators, they may, you know, at the time it was great. If you had NinjaTrader 7, you didn't really have another way to do it except to go and buy a volume profile indicator package and install it on the platform. Or if you used another broker, they may or may not have had access to volume profile, but it probably wasn't very good. And so a lot of people for years were making a lot of money selling these volume profile packages. Well, guess what? It's included in the platform now. You don't need to go spend another $900 or $2,000 for a volume profile package. This one is very clean, very nice, and it's very customizable. This is just one example of a screenshot using the micro NQ contract. In this case, those levels are plotted for you ahead of time. But what I like to do is I like to take a couple of different versions of the volume profile. I look at a composite that shows the past month combined of profiles, as well as individual profiles. And then I mark up my charts with basically horizontal lines to show support and resistance areas. And that is more accurate than any indicator you're going to get online. And it's, yes, you do have to do a little bit of work, but it's very easy to do, very quick. And I'll try to show you at the end if I can. All right, let's jump over to the next slide. Okay, so on this chart, similar. This one shows a bit of a heat map. The red shows intensity of selling. The green shows intensity of buying. And then what I did was those yellow lines are not pre-plotted. I actually just drag those from the drawing tools. I customized my horizontal line and I drop my horizontal lines visually right where the least amount of volume is traded and where the most volume is traded. And so as you can see at the top, that was of that profile, that was September, and that's the NQ 5-minute. So as you can see how many times we tested. Now, that yellow line was there as the profile was developing, but it didn't occur. In other words, you had a top, a retest of the high, and then a failure. So you had two failures or a double top, and then price came back towards a high volume area towards the middle there, which was 11,350-ish. Tried to go back up to retest the area, 11,450, didn't quite get there the third time, failed again. And so you can see those areas hold very well. They're very strong, and the price respects those boundaries. And that's because, let's face it, buyers weren't willing to push higher, and people were unloading at that price, at those higher prices, 11,460, as you can see on the chart there. And every time price made it up to that point, you'd have more sellers coming in, stepping in, and then, or more, I should say, more forcefully stepping in, because you do have a buyer for every seller. So it's really that the sellers were more active and the buyers were willing to accept a lower price. And so price rejected that 11,460 and came back down to 11,350. Very simple, very straightforward. That's your resistance area. And then I marked the support areas where price tested a couple times, what I would refer to as a high volume node, which was about 11,250 to 11,300, 11,270. There's 2 yellow lines there. That shows you right there. Price rejected that when it finally broke through on September 9th. If you look at about 9:25 a.m., price bounced a couple times before it got there, retested that resistance area, and then finally broke through. So if you were trading that, just to kind of condense all this into, well, how does this help me? How do I use this? If you have these areas and you can see them through the volume profile, combined with, say, the VWAP chart that I showed you earlier, those kinds of things, you can kind of place your orders accordingly. Every trade, all you can do is place your buy order, and then you need to know where you're willing to take a loss. Where were you wrong? So if price is testing that area at 11,260, let's call it 11,260, I'm going to go ahead and I think price is going to break through there and possibly skip. There's no volume at the 11,300 really. So if anything, price breaks through that, it's probably going to shoot to the next high volume node. In this case, it was 11,350. And so 11,3, I would say 11,350. So if I'm placing a buy order at around a little after 9:25 a.m., I'm going to have a stop at the high volume node right below that. And so you combine this with a couple other tools that are already built into the platform, and that's really all you need to define your risk and your reward. And in this case, price finally broke out, tested 11,360, 370. You probably would have taken some profit on the retracement, but you would have trailed your orders up. I can show you how to do that as well. Trailing your trades, trailing profits, as they say, is an excellent way to trade, and volume profile makes it very simple to do because your levels are defined. And so price tested 11 up there. So you would either have held or you would have taken out of the trade, but either way, you knew what your zones were. You knew where you wanted to get in and out of these positions ahead of time as price developed. And there isn't really a lot of guessing, and you're not chasing lagging indicators. All indicators are lagging, right? Well, the exception being, I would say, is volume has to occur. So in that sense, it is lagging. But when you're looking at a chart like this and prices are developing in front of you on a volume profile, it's very easy at that point to kind of look and identify that, okay, I see where the trading is most heavily done on this chart, and that's where I'm going to place my buy entry. I'm going to place my sell stop. I'm going to take my first profit here. I'm going to take my second profit here. So there is a strategy to it. I'm not going to go into detail on the strategy because I'm really just trying to introduce the tools to you to get you guys to kind of think for yourself and realize that you don't need to go chasing a bunch of other magical indicators. It's all here and it's all built into the platform. So again, in the chat room, I'll spend time one-on-one with traders if they want to. Again, I don't charge you to do that. It's included when you're in the room. I'm happy to answer questions about how to set up your charts, how to set up a strategy for trading using these indicators that are already built into the platform. And go ahead and move on to the next slide. So there was a trade sample. I'm showing some price action there. It's a micro NQ, December, and it's showing basically how we boxed using the profile levels. I marked it up with the yellow lines, and it's really that simple. There isn't a lot else to it. Go ahead and jump over to the next slide, and I'll answer questions, of course, at the end. Here's a volume profile on the left and a VWAP on the right. And you can see I highlighted the areas where price coincides with that. And these two charts alone are more than enough to get you a solid trading setup. There really isn't a lot else that you need to do. And this, again, this does work on both futures. You can use it on stock charts. And on the VWAP chart on the right, if you guys notice, price was kind of moving sideways above VWAP. So VWAP was green the whole time, but as the delta started increasing, price started increasing. So you notice the delta went from 0 And so in the subchart, you'll see the order flow cumulative delta indicator. And if you look there right about 10 a.m., it hit a low, but price remained above VWAP. And then as the delta started increasing, you had green candles coming in. Price started moving away from the VWAP to the second standard deviation zone. And so you would have been riding that bullish pattern, looking for entries near the VWAP and taking profit at either the first or second standard deviations. Your stop would be where? Very logically, your stop would be below VWAP. Why? Because if price breaks down below VWAP, it means sellers are kind of taking control, and there's more liquidity being added to the contract, and buyers aren't ready to take it there, or take it back, or buy in and keep price propped up. So price tends to break down a little bit. Even if it kind of broke through VWAP to the downside and came back up, you would have already taken your stop, small stop nonetheless, because everything's identified on here. So next slide. Okay, just another example using the volume profile. This is a cumulative profile. This shows on the left, you'll see the intraday profile, and on the right, you'll see what I believe was a 2-week profile combined. So the last 2 weeks of price action are condensed into a larger profile that you can use to mark up some levels. What I did was I added the yellow lines at the highest volume nodes. Let's be the HVN. So 11,250, 11,000 looks like 280 or so, and then a resistance area of 11,417 or 400, roughly, for about 410. And you can see that price kind of meandered. Not every day you're going to get these big moves. So really, you just have to learn how to look at what's being presented to you. Some days don't trade. Some days the price action is not going to be very conducive to a wide range. So you're not going to get a lot of movement. But other days, price is going to rip. And so you just want to be prepared. And volume profile is a very clean and organized way for you guys to see this. So again, price just kind of meandered and got up to that 11,417. As you can see, it did not break through that. It's a lot of contracts were being traded at that price. And it's just another example I wanted to show you real quick. So go ahead and next slide, Sai. I think we're almost at the end. Okay, so that was one more on the NQ, 5-minute. Price tested that 11,417, and then what happened? It broke down and went all the way down. Now, guys, you saw the last slide. I did not draw that yellow line after the fact. I drew it before. And what did price do when it broke down? It tested 11,289. So there's no magic to it. It's simply trying to think of an easy way to phrase it, but I think you guys get the gist of it. It's really just a matter of paying attention to what the price is doing, where the volume areas are. That's going to give you the most information. I don't need an arrow telling me when to buy and when to sell. You really just need to pay attention to price, volume, and that should do the trick. Next slide. Okay, so I didn't go a lot into the footprint earlier. I kind of covered it briefly. This is just a little bit of a better example showing the trades that were actually executed in that range. This is an ES chart. It's a 30-second, so each candle is 30 seconds. And you can just see the bid and offer. And I just kind of wanted to point that out. I think I put the rectangle there. I think it was the high of the chart. Is there a slide after this side that has the after of that? Let's see, the next slide forward.
I believe this is the last slide for Ninja.
That's the last slide. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't go too much into this because not everybody's going to have the data to use the market depth. And again, if you guys are interested in seeing more of that, you know, NinjaTrader has posted webinars on how to set this up. I'm happy to go over it with you guys. So if you are interested in it, but again, it's something I kind of just put on the top corner. It's not really, I don't trade it on its own. It is an interesting tool. It's helpful to kind of see inside each bar. But again, each bar is 30 seconds. So the data that I'm trying to glean from this is not so important in the candles. It's really below that. If you look at the stats below the market depth on the subchart, it shows you the delta. And again, I also have the delta indicator on my VWAP charts as well as the volume profile. And I can also reference it here if I want to look at, say, the overall delta within in this case, the ES contract. And it also shows me the delta percentage, whether it's positive or negative, red or green. And then as you can see, the colors change as price starts moving one direction or the other, letting me know that there's either more weakness coming in or more selling coming in activity, or buyers are stepping in to take prices higher. Okay, so yes, small stops are very good. That's true. That's true, Willem. Really, trading is not about entries. I always tell people it's about managing your risk. It's about where you place your stops. But the biggest question I get from inexperienced traders is, well, how do I know where to put my stop? Or how much should I risk on every trade? Well, every account is different. So it comes down to whether you want to use a percentage, 2% max loss, or 3%, or 10%. What are you willing to risk on a trade? Because you might be trading with $10,000. The guy next to you might be trading with $1 million or $500,000. So for him, his risk tolerance is a lot different than the guy trading $10,000. So there is no one answer. But the nice thing about this is these tools that I'm showing you guys today can be used by the $10,000 account trader and the $10 million account trader. The data is the same and it's available to everyone. It's not limited to institutions anymore. I'm sure most large investment banks and hedge funds had access to these probably a few years before the retail traders were able to really get it. But as we became more of a fully electronic trading, a lot of traders left the floor on the exchanges and they had to learn how to trade on computers. So those tools then kind of migrated and became available to non-institutional traders as well. And I think NinjaTrader has really done a great job at kind of implementing these tools, building them out. I know it had been requested for years on the NinjaTrader 7 platform. And because of the limitations of that platform, they just weren't able to offer it, and it would have required a lot of reworking. And so they waited and waited. And when they launched NinjaTrader 8, they built all these into it. So it's even a better buy at this point. I think if you didn't buy it back then, or you've kind of known about Ninja for a while, now's the time. I mean, if you guys were serious about trading and you're tired of, I guess, jumping around, buying different indicators and courses and things like that, this is it. You have it in front of you. I know it's free to use. If you purchase a lifetime license, you get access to the order flow tools for life. You don't need to pay for it again. I know that. So I would recommend that. That's probably one of the few purchases I would actually recommend, just because of the advanced tools that they've put into the platform. So Collins, okay. So how much time do we have left? Thomas, are you there?
Yeah, you guys still have a few minutes left.
Okay. Is it possible to show let me see here. Let me jump in and try to take over the screen. Sai, do we have any other slides you want to go over before I try to do a screen share here?
On the NinjaTrader tools, I believe this is the last one. So if you want to show something really quick, and then we'll go over to the offer that we have for the course at the end.
Okay.
So you can take over the screen share here.
Okay, go ahead and let's see. I'll try to do it real quick. Okay, guys, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so if anybody can't, go ahead and type it in the chat, but I'm assuming you guys can all see it. So as you can see, these are current charts, live data. I have an ES chart here on the left. It's a 60-minute volume profile chart. Very straightforward. I can help you guys set these up on your own charts. I'll save the templates, and anybody who comes into the chat room on Discord, I can send you the link, or I can send you the template. And right below that, I have the VWAP chart here with a cumulative delta right below it. This is a 500 tick chart on the ES contract. So these are current examples. This is my workspace now. I wanted to show you guys really briefly how I have my charts set up, because I get that question a lot, like, well, what do you use, or what does your workspace look like? Okay, and then now this one, for some reason, there we go. Here's a 5-minute volume profile chart. It's a little bit different. This one's an hourly, the one on the left. This one's a 5-minute, so this is an intraday. And again, you can mark your levels. Just go to my drawing tools. Horizontal line, boom. And then if you control copy, and then I can control V, I can add very easily using your keyboard. And then I can just drag and drop my support and resistance lines. And I like to look for high volume areas, meaning these really sharp peaks here where volume was traded. And I look for very low volume areas where price was rejected. So you have like, this is a low volume area here. This is a high volume area here. And look at, I basically was able to add my support and resistance areas in less than 30 seconds using just the horizontal line on the chart. And that's all you need. And then if you want to put this chart aside because you're trading off of this VWAP chart, you already have your levels showing. You just move this over here and boom. Okay, so here is, and here's a chart of, so let me jump over real quick to stocks. People were asking about trading stocks. This is a VWAP chart. The only indicator I added to this, aside from the VWAP and the cumulative delta, is the ribbons indicator, which I think is, let's see, it's called the moving average ribbon. Again, it's included in the platform. I'm not here to sell you a moving average ribbon and call it something else. It's already in the platform, guys. You have access to it. So you tweak, you put the inputs how you want it. But basically, all I'm looking at here is when price consolidates and then breaks out. And the VWAP kind of confirms with that. And then as price reaches the extremes on the second and third standard deviations, I know that more than likely price is going to retrace. And so it's really about knowing where to put your orders, my buy orders, my sell orders. And then somebody asked about setting up the ATM. I don't think we have time today to do it, but what I'm willing to do is to spend some time on Discord with anybody that's interested. And what I'll do is I can go into how to set up your ATM automatically so that you can set your whatever, your trailing stop, your hard stops, your profit taking orders, all that will be preset for you on the dome. We'll have to do that another time though, because I don't think we have the time today. And I don't want to confuse really the point of this presentation today was just to present the order flow tools. So again, but I'm happy to talk to you guys. Come to the room. Again, Sai is offering a course, but it's not, you can still join the room and ask questions and talk to people. The course is really just to help you guys learn a specific strategy that he's found effective. And rather than ask him 100 questions over and over, every time somebody comes in, he basically put together a small course, but it's very in-depth, very thorough. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing now, Sai. Go ahead and take over if you wanna show the last slide. And I'll answer any questions before we call it a wrap.
Okay, can everyone see the presentation here?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So thank you, Paul, for going over the NinjaTrader tools and what it offers and how we can really incorporate it through the strategies. We have a specific section in the course on how to set up the tools and everything Paul went over. And we were both willing to offer a one-to-one help, whether you're part of the course or not part of the course or VIP. We can really help you one-to-one because we're really focused on education and helping people, whether you're new or advanced trader. We also have free chat room to join as well. So again, thank you everyone for attending. The main thing to take away is NinjaTrader's trading software and future brokerage equips traders with an award-winning trading platform and low commissions for futures, stocks trading. And along with our Pinnacle Trading course, you can really have a powerful combination. We really focus on cutting the learning curve, giving you all the tools and education to become an educated trader and investor in the stock market and be very confident. And I have the links in the chat I'll post them right now for that one. We have a really big sale going on right now. Again, thanks everyone for attending. The regular price is $397, but today's discount is at $297 for lifetime access. And this session will be recorded, I believe. So if you are watching this later, I'll run this promo a little bit later into next week. So really, thank you. What really differentiates us from others is we don't really do a subscription, monthly subscription. We don't really do anything of that or promote, hey, you can make this much money, etc. We really focus on education. We focus on helping you one-to-one, and we also focus on learning as a group as well. And we really have fun in the chat room. We know we joke around with things all the time, but we're really serious on education and growing, not just with the trading and investing, but also as personal people as well. So we really take out the guesswork and all the frustration that goes into when you're starting with trading, or maybe you have traded before and then you kind of gave up. So really focus on kind of cutting that learning curve, becoming a confident trader, and trading like a system, not just knowing when to enter a trade, but how to really manage it, knowing when to cut it, knowing when to take profits, and also knowing when to gamble here a little bit and there, and also how to do that with the, calculated risk. So that's what we really focus on. And what really differentiates from us from others is we offer one-to-one help. We're not just a system that posts out alerts and say buy here, sell here. We're really focused on the trade from start to finish. And also we post trade ideas before they even go out as well. So we know what we're getting into. So again, thank you everyone for attending. We have the big discount on this one. That's $297 for the Pinnacle Trading course. So it covers everything from trading, investing, strategies, managing your trades, stocks, options, etc. And that's lifetime access. So it's always updated. You can contact Paul and I anytime. And also the chat room is free to join, and having the course will give you access to the VIP exclusive access. So this is a lifetime access, just a one-time fee that we offer. We don't do any membership or anything that other people do, because we really focus on just education and then going from there. So if that's something you want to pass on, please join the chat room. We really have lots of fun in there. We're really a like-minded individual or in there. We're really always focused on growing. So join the chat room. Again, I'll post a link to the chat room and the course right there on the webinar chat, and you can click on those links to join the chat room or take advantage of the course.
And then, Sai, let me, sorry to interrupt you, but can you post maybe an email? Or actually, Thomas, I'm not sure how does that for the emails? Because some people are having trouble with the link.
Yeah, go ahead and you can post the email that they can contact.
Okay, if there's maybe a support site to reach out to Sai if you can't access the chat room.
If you have anything, you can message me right there, sai@pinnacletrading.us. Very simple email.
And you guys, to set up a Discord, it's totally free. So you don't have to pay for that either. You can sign up for Discord, set up your, create your account, and then use that link that he provided. Just copy it to your desktop and save it. And if that doesn't work, then just go ahead and email him, and he'll send you a link directly. Let me see if any questions that we didn't cover.
Yeah, and I see some people. Oh, sorry. So I see some people, it says the chat is not accepting invites. Since you have a lot of people joining in now, maybe try a little bit later in the day. I'm not sure if the server is, building up really quickly as people are joining the chat room from the presentation today. So maybe try the link a little bit later today or tomorrow. But it should be working. I see people joining, and you can also make a Discord account for free to join that, and you can download their app or access it on computer, iPad, whichever device that you're using. Right. And also have the course link right there, which will take you directly to the discount. The course on my website, it does say $397, and then when you click the Get Now or click here to go to the main course page, that's where the discount will be shown. So the discount will be at the checkout. You don't have to enter any promo code or anything. The discount is already there. The website may say $397, but when you go to the checkout, it will come down to the offer price that we have, the $297.
And then, guys, I'm happy to, Thomas, they're asking also, I saw a couple questions about the lifetime license, like any special offers. And I know we've offered a partner discount in the past. So I'm not sure what you can extend currently or what NinjaTrader has available, but I'd encourage you guys to either contact Ninja directly, or unless Thomas has another way or some other promotional offer on the lifetime license. I'm not aware of.
For any questions for that, I would suggest emailing into platformsales@ninjatrader.com, and they'll be able to answer any questions.
Platform sales at NinjaTrader.com.
Yep.
Okay, guys.
And
So
I just posted that in the chat, so everyone should see that message now.
perfect. So anybody that doesn't have a lifetime license, again, I do that's probably one of the few purchases I would recommend doing. It's a game changer. So it has, they got a lot of tools built into the platform, again, as I covered. Other than that, I think we covered. Any other questions? Again, I'll try to get to you guys as soon as I can. I am pretty busy during the week, but I don't charge for my time. So really, it's just a matter of me getting back to you. So if you have questions about using the order flow tools or setting up your charts to look like mine, that kind of thing, I'm happy to help you. It's just it may take me a few days to kind of respond to everybody. So just be patient, and we'll get you up and running. And then what I'll try to do is Discord, maybe a Discord presentation, so everybody can kind of jump in sometime next week and get everything set up, or maybe at the end of the week, or possibly even on the weekend. So that's all I have. Sai, are you good to go? Are we good to wrap this up?
Yeah, so the course, the promo is on the main website. I posted the links in the chat if you want to join, and also the chat room link is in there as well. If you guys have any questions, you can email me at sai@pinnacletrading.us. I posted that in the chat as well. You can also, if you're already joined the Discord, which is our chat room, you can message me directly or Paul directly to set up like a one-to-one. If you have any questions, you can message us anything on the course, the promo, or anything that we went over today. You can message us at any time. Not just that, guys, we're here to help as people. So we really want to have people, create a growth, strong mindset, and also grow not just in trading, but also in personal life as well. So we're always here if you have any questions and need any help. And I really want to thank you all for attending, taking the time out of your day to attend our webinar presentation. And also I want to thank NinjaTrader for allowing us to present with them. We really love their tools, using all the software and the future equipment that they have for traders.
Yeah, thank you for coming, guys. Appreciate your attention.
All right. Well, I would like to give a special thank you to Pinnacle Trading for a great presentation today. Everyone in attendance today will receive an on-demand recording of today's event, so please keep an eye out for that email. Now, NinjaTrader Ecosystem is pleased to sponsor these weekly vendor events as a value-added service to our clients. If you find value in these events, we hope you will attend them on a regular basis. We would like to remind you that the information provided today was that of Pinnacle Trading and not of NinjaTrader. All information was for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Again, we appreciate the time you spent with us today. Enjoy the rest of your day here, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Happy trading from all of us here at NinjaTrader Ecosystem.